So today we are going to be talking about the Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia, how it looks in the landscape with all the other plants, and also what it looks like at maturity. And this video is dedicated to a viewer who is pretty much starting out with a blank slate and would like to know if Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia would be a great addition to her garden. So I am excited to show you what it looks like, and hopefully it'll be very helpful to all of you as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We are getting an overcast day, so you'll see periods of shade and periods of sun. So I apologize about that if it's too bright for you. So as a new gardener, when you're buying, a plant for the first time, you might not know what it would look like in a landscape with all the other plants, or what it may look like at maturity. Same thing with a veteran gardener. If it's a plant, a brand new plant that you have no experience with, you might not know what it should look like or what it will look like at maturity. So it's good to, for me to show you this particular plant in general. And what I also do is, if it's a brand new plant to me and I'm really interested in that plant and and I'm curious to see what it would look like in a landscape, I will Google it. So for example, I would put in Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia in landscape, and on the bottom just below that, I'll click on images and it'll show me all the images of this Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia, and then you can click on it and get some inspiration, get some ideas of what this plant would look like in the landscape, and hopefully you could find images of what this plant looks like at maturity as well. And that's with any plant that you might have questions about. So I got this plant I believe in 2021, so it has been a few years now, and I know that it has reached maturity height because the tag says this tag says 20 inches tall and wide, and I came out here and measured. It's measuring 3 feet, at least 3 feet by 3 feet. So definitely it has surpassed what the tag says. If you look online, it'll say anywhere from 18 to 24 inches. So I am at least 5'5" right now with my shoes on, and you can see where it comes to me. So, and then we'll take a look up close so you can see what it looks like as well. So here is up close, and you can see all the flowers, which are actually just bracts right there. We got some strong wind and a lot of rain in the past, on and off for the past several days, and I did get a couple of the stems flopping, so I supported it right there, and another one right there. But if I didn't, it would probably it goes close to the ground but not quite touch the ground, so it's like right there. Because I don't have a lot of plants still, I just want some some more coverage to help choke out the weeds. I'm leaving it there, and it just makes it all the more prettier. And the same thing on the other side with a couple of stems just coming down a little bit because of the strong wind and rain that we had. So anyway, that's what it looks like. So here's another angle of it. So what you saw earlier was down the slope. So now you're looking at me, and I'm kind of like up the slope from where you are. So that's what it looks like from this angle. So it is touching the Japanese cedar over here, but that's okay. I kind of like it that way. So if you don't want your plants touching, then don't plant too close. So here it's specified, let me see the tag here, it's specified that the spacing you want should be 12 to 16 inches apart, and I'm pretty sure this is 16 inches apart already. but as you can see, it gotten a lot bigger, like at least 1 foot taller and wider than what the tag says. So with any plant, if it likes the location that it's in, it's always going to be a lot taller than what the tag says. The tag is just it's just the information there is basically just the average size and height. So just keep that in mind. The reason why mine could be taller too, in addition to it liking its spot, it's because I don't prune it back like, you know, like people recommend you do. I don't go all the way down right there to prune it back. What I did was I prune it back to where I didn't see the bracts or the flowers anymore, and then it would grow from there. So let's see if I could see remnants of it. See, like right there, that's where I pruned it, and you can see that I got 2 more stems growing out of that. Same thing with here. So typically wherever you prune, right there, you're gonna get 2 more stems coming out. So that's why I'm able to get it to grow a lot taller, and it could be my environment too. So I like the height because I am lacking height in my garden right now, so I would prefer that they get bigger versus smaller. All right, so one thing you should note about this plant is that this is Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia, so it's variegated. So sometimes you might get a reversion back to the original plant. So when you see something like this, you can see it's different, right, from the variegated version. You want to go ahead, go all the way down and cut it off right away if you can, because more likely the old version, which is the, you know, not the variegated, it's more dominant, so it's going to take over the whole plant. So you might end up getting the original plant faster than the variegated version, because this would grow a lot slower than this. So if you see, or when you see something like this, the dominant part, the green part, just go ahead and cut it back, so that way you can continue to enjoy the variegated version, which is why you bought the plant in the first place. So the next thing I would like to do is just show you what this plant looks like from all angles. So here's one angle. Here's another view. Here's another view of it. Of course, the best time to show this would be in the morning. Here's another angle of it with the Japanese cedar blocking most of it. And you already saw this angle. Making sure that I'm not stepping on any plants or hurt myself. All right, here's another angle of it. Another one. This is probably one of my favorite angles, and I also like the angle where I was over there as well. I like to come down and get it from this angle because it looks so pretty from here. You don't see the house in the background, and it makes it so much grander. So this this is one of my favorite angles as well. So you just saw a 360 degrees view of this plant. The next thing is knowing whether it's going to be the right location for your spot or not. So I would say first is you gotta make sure it's gonna be in its happy spot. It can take full sun to part shade, so you know that. And the zones are 6 to 9. Now I have seen that Monrovia said it can go down to 5B with winter protection. Since I have my tag and it says 6 to 9, I am gonna go with that 6 to 9. So if you live in 6, I would put it maybe closer to the house so that way it can get more protection during the winter. So that's a good way to look at it, or maybe closer to something that could protect it during the winter. And then the next thing is you notice that it's yellow in color, so it's going to, like, you know, grab your attention. Not only will you notice this plant because it's yellow, but it will also enhance the other plants or other plants around it, so you'll take notice of all those plants as well. A good way for me to show you is with something that's red. Now red can sometimes by itself can look very muted, but when you have a yellow plant surrounding it, I mean, that muted red will stand out. So let me show you what I mean. All right, so here's my Japanese maple. As you can see, there's green around it, and it is a beautiful red, but you can see that it's kind of muted with the green in the background there. It's not making the red pop as much. So let me show you what happens when there's a yellow around. All right, so I have my false cypress right there. So as you can see that false cypress really well, but what it's also actually doing, it's enhancing the red of the Japanese maple, so it will actually make that red look so much better. We go here. So you see, even like this, you can see that it enhances the red of that Japanese maple. Let's go down. You see that? All right, so let me do the same thing. Let me go down. Do you see that it doesn't do that much in enhancing that red right there versus when it's with the yellow? Let's look over here. So you don't see any yellow over here at all. You just see the white, and they're both beautiful. But let's see what happens when I introduce the yellow. Can you tell? I hope you can tell that the yellow just makes the white look so much better, right? So like that versus like that. All right, like that versus like that. I wish the lighting was a lot better for you to see, but you can see that not only do you see the yellow, but now you can see that the white pops out more. You actually take notice of the white. Anyway, hopefully you can see it. I will say though that you should use the yellow very sparingly, because you don't want like yellow all over the place either. So just use your yellow with intention. So that is it for this video. I hope you found it enjoyable and helpful. And I know I may have left something out, so if I didn't answer any questions that you may have, you can let me know in the comment section down below. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until my next video, take care and bye for now.
It's me, the Mario. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss out on any more content.